Morning. As per, just trying to find the live link. Hi Lee. So we're obviously up on Facebook, but goodness knows where, as always. I'm glad you found it. Hi Debbie, hi Sandy. So it's obviously on YouTube as well, which is good. Let's see if we can fiddle around. Ah, there it is. Right. So I'll just share it into Bill's group, just in case. How are you this morning? Let's see if I can get, I've got the comments coming up, so I don't need to do that, so that's fine. Good. Right, okay, so, oh, actually I'll keep that for a minute. So, hi Diane. So I don't actually have an awful lot of stock left myself on my website. They've been super popular. Hi Susan. But there is, if you pop discount code yours10 in the discount code box at checkout, on my website there is 10% discount on everything that was on the shows yesterday on Create and Craft with Phil. I haven't got a lot left. I'm only just looking now, but you might be interested. And the new stuff is at the bottom, because I obviously forgot to change the filter, so it has new to old. I'll change that now. So on the link, not the filter, the sort, new to old. But I'll go through the new stamps just in case you haven't seen them, so you've got a record anyway on YouTube on my channel. So let's find this little thing again. God, Facebook. Here we go, there it is. Okay, so there's the link to the As Seen on TV section on Facebook, and then I'll just pop it onto YouTube as well, and then we can just put the laptop away and not deal with it anymore. Hi Pat. So yes, so just pop that in, that discount code at checkout, and that's valid until Saturday at midnight, but I don't think there's an awful lot of stock left. I'm sorry about that. You just never know. Okay, so let's get rid of this and that. There we go. And let's look at the stamps that are in the new collection. Hi Christine. Hi Gwen. Hi Sue. That's okay, Sue. Sue, did you get Dancing Penguins? I can't remember whether you had that in your order. I think you did. I've got some more coming. They should be here today, but I don't know what UPS are playing at. It might be tomorrow. But hey. So anyway, here are the new, oh, what's happened here? Oh, hang on, let me get rid of this. I think it's, I think it's that, isn't it? There we go. I know to get rid of that now. Now, we had the problem on a previous live where we had one of Caroline's comments, and I think it's when I'm scrolling, I accidentally touch it, and so now I know what to do. Anyway, so here are your brand new stamp sets. So this is the Statement Sentiments Occasional. So you've got obviously wedding on there, happy anniversary, just a note, baby, anything you'd need for any occasion really. And they're nice big mixed font sentiments, and they're all A5 sets in Phil's wonderful style. This is your motivational. Again, same mix, lots and lots of mix of fonts. I love the way that Phil always puts a little heart on the end of the love swirl, which is just, I just love that. It's just really different, isn't it? And then we have now this one is just available from retailers, so it hasn't been on the telly. So you can get it from, I've sold out, but you can get it from Honeypot Crafts and other retailers. And this is your milestone birthday. So anytime you want to put a special birthday number on, even if it's like 38 or something, you can actually do that. And you've got a couple of different, well, 3 different sizes on there. And you've got the ordinals as well. So you get and things like that. Then you've got your milestone anniversaries. Now this again was just exclusive to retailers, not on the telly. And that's all the different types of wedding anniversary, from paper all the way through to wherever the bottom ones are, diamond and platinum and all of them. So it's always nice to have that. And you've got the on your and on our and those kind of words as well. Then you've got your essential sentiments. I'm going to be using this today. I mean, obviously you need these, lots and lots of birthday sentiments in there and best wishes. And you've got that little heart on the end of birthday as well. And then also we're going to be using the corners, and we're going to be using some of those little icons in there as well. I really like those, and we're going to make a really pretty background with those. And then finally, this currently, before we came on air, I've got one of these left. That's all I've got from the collection. I've got one of these left. So if you want to get yourself a discount, there's 10%. And you can see on the borders, there's little icons in there, and they match the icons that are in the corners and some of the extra bits that are on the corners as well. So they're going to, you know, marry up nicely, as you'd expect from Mr. M. So those are the bits and pieces that we're using. So let's see who else has dropped on. Yes, you've got the penguins. Excellent. So that's good news. Sharon, hi. Christine, hi. Jean, hi. I have to be careful what I'm touching here. Morning, June. That's all right. Have you got rid of them? You got rid of your friends now? Packed them off. Hi Louise. Right, shall we crack on and let's do a demo? So I'm only going to use 2 sets. I'm going to use the Shabby Corners, and I'm going to be using the Essential Sentiments as well. So just 2 of the 7 new sets. Like I say, I haven't got these in stock, but you can find these at Honeypot Crafts. So head on over there, and if Phil's got any left, I don't know. I didn't see the shows yesterday because I've been busy packing distress ink for the last 2.5 days, and I've still got loads of packing to do. So if you're waiting for an order from me, I'm really sorry. I'm doing my best. Okay, so first of all, this is going to be a smaller piece than I would have done normally. Normally I'd do an A5 piece, but you know, you don't necessarily need to. This size piece is going to be great if I wanted to do some flowers. And I'm going to actually use my Distress Archival. You can use your Distress Oxides, but the Distress Archival is going to give me more detail than the oxides. It's an easier ink to stamp with. So I'm going to be using the Kitsch Flamingo from set, let me think, I think this is set 4. I should have written on it really, because you get 4 You get those four, or those four. So we're going to use Kitsch Flamingo. We're also going to be using Hi Anita, Villainous Potion and Salvage Patina, which are in the same set. So we're going for purple, a tealy colour and pink in our background. I have got the tins in stock as well. So I do have the Distress Archivals and the tins. I just don't have any stamps left. You never know, do you? Right, so we're going to be using, and the Archival will stain your stamps, but don't stress over it. It's really not a problem. Let's think about, what did I use? Oh, the cat's in here. I didn't realise the cat was in here. Let's hope he behaves himself. Doesn't get on the table. Let's use this one. So we're going to use this one first. And this is quite, I find this very therapeutic. And it's funny because I was actually doing, you get these tins from me, Jean. I've got them in stock. They're Archival ink storage tins. Yeah, when I was doing one of the giveaway boxes, I came across a background that I did with Just Right stamps, which is very similar to what we're going to do now. So all we're going to do is just randomly stamp one of these. This is where everything falls off, and I'll just show you the detail that you get from it. And I'm working on pure white card from Sentimentally Yours. Don't think about patterns. Do not stress if one of your stamps isn't so good, because that one isn't so good. Do not stress over that. It's not a problem. See, I'm just being random. I wasn't going to do the whole thing, but I am going to now, because I find it very relaxing. You know, if you don't know what to do, make yourself a background. Tap, 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 bang, 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 bang. It's just quicker to do it this way. And I'm using, this is the medium size of the acrylic circles. I would be using my smallest one if I could find it. It's done a runner, like it always does. So I like this noise because it disturbs Nathan. So you can see I'm not bothered. That one's not very good, but that's how I pick the ink up. I'm just not bothered at all how it looks. It doesn't even matter if you've got them closer down, you know, in one area than the other. It really doesn't matter. And you can go off the page as well, because if you were making if you were buying wrapping paper, that would go off the page. Right, step away from the pink, Julia. Right, okay, so that's that one. That's all right. You're excused, Mr. M. I expect you're tired from yesterday. I was just telling everybody that the only thing I've got left is a border set. So I'm telling everybody to come and shop from you, unless they want a border set. So that's that one. Then we're going to go for some Salvage Patina. And we're going to be using that one there. Morning, Kim. And initially, I'll give it a good old ink in this way, but then I'll pick it up. And so then we're just going to randomly add some of the Salvage Patina. And you can go in afterwards if you've got gaps and you think, oh, I want a bit more pink there. You can come in afterwards and fill it in. Don't be worried about overlapping. Overlapping's absolutely fine. You might find that sometimes you'll do it and it'll be more blue, sometimes be more pink, sometimes more purple. Wherever rocks your boat, it doesn't really matter. You can even put them right next to each other. It's not going to matter at all. Morning, Joan. Morning, Debbie. They're such pretty stamps, these, and they're so useful. That one went off completely. But I'm not going to worry, because I can put something over the top of it. And also, if you're die cutting, you can be selective where you actually die cut from. And to be honest, if you do die cut flowers, because you're shaping them and you're putting other layers on top, it honestly really doesn't matter. You can cut your, you know, slim strips of borders out of this. Just use it as a pattern paper, because that's what effectively you're doing. You're creating a pattern paper, and there's absolutely no reason why you can't actually put it on paper rather than card if you want to. You see how it's shaping up a bit? This is where I go overboard, because I do like to do this. Right, let's go put some purple on now. So don't worry, it will stay in your stance, but archival, by the nature of the name, is an archival ink, so it's not going to hurt your stamp. It's perfectly safe. It just colours them. Now we're going to go for this one. So we're going for the one with the spots around it. And we're going to move to our Villainous Potion. Yeah, I'm a bit of a banger, aren't I? So you could go for a lighter purple if you wanted to. Look through your distress inks. There's a lot of archivals that marry up with distress inks now. Oh, I've got a bit of a shadow on that one. Do a bit of jump. So look now for your gaps, because you'll be wanting to fill in your gaps now. I've got more gaps than I want, so I'll probably come back in with some pink. Off the table. If the banging is getting on your nerves, just turn the volume down. Yeah, it's gone quite cold here actually. Phil's saying that he's got a fuzzy head. He's on Facebook. I'm sorry, every time I do this it's shaking the camera a bit, isn't it? But it's the quickest way of doing it. Just put a few more. You don't have to fill in all the gaps if you don't want to. Let's see, I'm going for it a little bit. Just making my arm ache a bit. Let's have a few up there. That'll do. Right, that'll stop. Step away from it now. Okay. So now we've got the background going on. It's pretty, isn't it? Yeah, really pretty. So obviously I'd faff around a bit, and I've got one that I've done already. And I've cut it down to size, and the little bit I had left, because I did an A5, a little bit I had left, I cut some flowers out of it. So I'll show you the one I've got that I prepared earlier. So this is the one that I prepared earlier. So you can see things are a little bit closer together, but I've done them in the same order. I did the pink first, then the Salvage Patina, and then the Villainous Potion. Just with the little extra stamps. Yeah, absolutely. So you can obviously on this set you've got, so I've used that one, and that one, but you've got loads of little stamps that you can actually do that with, and you can actually do the same sort of thing with all of your texture stamps that you've got. So you've got your Notebook Botanicals textures, you've got your extra textures from the what was it from? Big Birthday collection, I think it was from. So there's an awful lot that you can do it with. So just think outside the box a little bit as to what you can do. So I've made myself a frame out of the Double D Boss Essential Squares and the Stitch Torn Squares. Once again, I'm out of stock of that, and I couldn't get any more from the trade website, so you'll have to have a look on Honeypot if you still want the stitch torn squares. I know we've been banging on at you for ages that if you want them you need to get them, and that's why. So let's just pop some 2mm foam tape on here. It's a really nice technique. Just have a look around, see what other stamps you can do, mix and match, and it's quick, it's easy. You just don't think about it. Just don't think, oh, I put one up there, so I've got to diagonally come and put another one in. Just don't think like that. Just do it randomly, and you'll get a better finish like that. If you start to go into patterns, if you actually went off and did it wrong, then you're going to notice it. So if you do random, then it's really good. Phil's saying that it was really frantic in his ear when he was doing the shows because he has an earpiece, so he can hear what's going on with the producer and the director. And he said he forgot to thank his DT and mention the following on Facebook, YouTube and our group, and he's really annoyed. So obviously, as far as Facebook is concerned, there's the Crafting with Phil Martin and Sentimentally Yours Facebook group, which I know a lot of you are already a member of. It's a lovely, lovely group, and you can join that, ask to join, and Phil will check that you're a proper crafter and let you in. And there's loads and loads of inspiration on there. The design team share their makes before each launch. Lots and lots of people share, which is absolutely wonderful because some groups aren't so active. But the Crafting with Phil Martin and Sentimentally Yours group is very, very active. They share lots of their makes. There is actually, let me unblock that. There is actually a monthly challenge. There's also a freebie Friday that goes on in there. So there's lots and lots going on. Really lovely, lovely group. What else? Yes, and then on Facebook, Phil's got his Sentimentally Yours page, and he's also got his Phil Martin page as well. You can find me on Facebook if you're not already a member. You can find me there. That's my page. I don't have groups. I haven't got time to manage a group, but you can find me there, and then on YouTube you can find me here. And Phil's YouTube is just is Crafting with Phil Martin and Sentimentally Yours, just like the group. See, it's already shaping up. Now we've got our frame on it. It's already looking like something really nice. So yes, so do subscribe to both of our YouTube channels. It's lovely to have you on there. Yes, thank you. Where's my scissors? There they are. Christine's saying that on YouTube that she's loving the background. Fabulous inspiration for those of us with far less imagination. It's just a kind of looking outside the box, really. I meant to put corners on there. Flip. We won't be doing that then. Oh, what am I like? I really wanted to do a corner. I tell you what we'll do. Right, we'll still have that like that, but we will stamp a corner. Let me just find. I'll leave you with that. Let's just find a die cut. I've got a bag of die cuts here. So let's just go off piece because I forgot what I was doing, because that's what I do. I think this is from the centre actually. Yes, that is the centre. Obviously, I'm not going to cover it up, but let's just stamp a couple of backgrounds. I've got a frame here. I might have a frame actually. I don't mind, it'll be good enough. This is just a bag of die cuts that I've found. Let's have a look. Oh, they weren't quite fit. The corners aren't quite deep enough to say. Oh, there's a bigger square here. Tangent, tangent, tangent. Oh, that's a rectangle. We could do it on a, let's do it on a rectangle. Let's do something different. I knew I'd forget. What am I like? It's because I did this a couple of weeks ago. And can I remember what I'm doing? Oh no, I can't. Right, so let's pop it into Press to Impress. Get rid of some magnets. I don't need 97 million. Ugh, sake. And this is Elegant Eyelet rectangles. I've no idea if I've got any of these left. I don't know what I have and what I haven't got. I've been so busy packing that packing orders that I don't know what I've got. So let's pick one. I was going to pick one that matched some of the little icons that I used. So have I used that one? I've definitely used that one. So let's have this one then in that case. Brand new, not been used before, and should have been on my project, but of course I forgot because I was chatting. And I can't do two things at once sometimes with my brain as it is. So let's just line this up. And I'm just going to stamp it in black. Hi Angela. So yeah, let's do it in black. So we've got Reverse Fine Clair, Nocturne, nice juicy ink pad. I'll go off at another tangent in a second because I can. I want to try and keep us down to an hour if we can. We're halfway in. Seeing as I've messed this up, we might be longer. So I'm going to just go again because I want it a bit darker. And this is the first time I've stamped it. Hi Benita. So with rectangles, obviously now if I wanted to turn this, will it go in the right place? It might do. Actually, yeah, it will do. Yes. I was going to say it won't be in the right place, but it will. Okay. So let's stamp it in 4 corners. This is quite a big rectangle, so I can actually get 4 on. And then what you could do is have a border going down there, which would be quite nice. We could have a border from the stamping that we've done. This will probably end up in a homework box at some point. I need to sort some more homework boxes out. I might have to do this again because I've done the first one twice. And if I want it the same blackness, so bear with. Now, Reverse Fine Clair is waterproof, so you can do all your water techniques around it. So if I wanted to do, say, an inky background on this, then I can absolutely do that. And then perhaps add a circular die cut with a sentiment. So I could use the same colour scheme, and I could use my Distress Oxides to make an inky background, or I'm sure that there's some of the chalky ink pads, not chalky ink pads, chalky paints from the Flawless Media collection that would coordinate if you wanted a chalky painty background. But remember, that is going to go over our stamping. So if you wanted to do that, you make your background first and then stamp over. Some of the oxides would actually cover this as well, so maybe go for distress inks rather than oxides if you wanted to do it at second. Just have a play, really. A little bit more, just because I've done it twice on the others. You're kind of committed, otherwise you'd have 3 corners that were lighter and the one that was darker. So just think about that if you're double stamping. Obviously the stamping platform is perfect for doing this sort of thing. Hi Lona. Running to work. Oof, that sounds far too energetic. So yeah, everything is available to watch on YouTube. All of the lives that I've done are available over there, and I think it's easier if you want to watch later to watch on YouTube than trying to find it on Facebook. And occasionally Facebook mute part of videos for some unknown reason. I don't know why they do that, they just do. So as I said, I don't have any of these left, but you can get them at Honey Pot Crafts if Phil's got some left. So there we go, there's a nice frame for you. Let's pop it that way so you can see. Stamped beautifully, lined up perfectly because it's on the stamping platform. And like I say, you could just put a border down there, perhaps put an oval with the sentiment in the centre, and that would be really, really nice for a card. Something else you can do with corners, let's go off at another tangent as we can. Because remember, we had the floral curio corners, didn't we? And this is the same sort of thing that you can do with these corners. Just as an idea. Oh, by the way, these are in the house. I have got these now. Lumberjack plaid in stock. I do have plenty of oxides, and I have a few of the other products, but I've got plenty of oxide ink pads in stock. But stock is running out at the supplier. I've also got Uncharted Mariner back in stock as well, if you wanted that. I've got that in all of the mediums, except for the paint, because I don't get painting. Right, so let's get another piece of card and do this tangent. Not really bothered what card it is, but I do want a nice piece, good size. Will that be big enough? Let's have a look, see if this is going to be big enough. Right, so let's take another corner. Think about which one I want. I don't want one with too much gubbins on the end. So I think we'll have this one. Is this going to be big enough? No, it's not going to be big enough. I'm sure you can see where I'm going already. Another piece. Running out of card. I put a lot of card away already. What's this? Oh, for heaven's sake, Julie, just grab a piece of card, for heaven's sake. Doesn't matter what colour it is. Right, I need to just trim this down a bit. It's too big. I remember what this is. I think it's called Honeydew. They're very, very pale, sort of, well, very pale colour, minty colour. Right. Oh, for heaven's sake. Get off. This is a tangent still. This has nothing to do whatsoever with this pretty card that I'm going to make. I'll send them away. Like I say, I'm supposed to have a delivery, but I don't know if it's going to come. I think we're all right with that. Right, so we're going to pop a corner there. And we just stick with black because it shows up really well. And hope that we don't have to do the double stamping. That's the thing, because it is actually a silhouette kind of stamp where you've got those solid areas, so quite often you'll need to do that twice anyway, especially when a stamp is new. See, there, missed it. Flip. I do it twice. Didn't want to do it twice. Sharon's gone to answer the door. Right, so there's a lovely, lovely detail on that. Oh, let's show you. Let's see if we can get in. Really detailed. So now I want a piece of acetate. Probably good if I had a clean piece of acetate, really. Obviously, if you're dealing with, if you know you put this central in a piece of card, then you know you can just swing it round and you won't need to do this. But we're going to just pop it down so it touches, like so, and then pick it up. Just thought about something else you can do as well. I wouldn't be so bothered if the blooming sorting office didn't close at 4 o'clock. Do you know, yesterday I rushed over to the sorting office to get there for 4 o'clock and it wasn't even open. So then I had to come back to find a post office and leave my post at the post office. I was so annoyed. I think that's gone at an angle, but we'll just persevere. Not quite touching. I'm sure you can see where I'm going. Hopefully. Hi Ronnie, you're late. There's our two there. And then we'll get our acetate again. And we're going to come over here. So I'm not directly on top of it either. I need to leave a little gap now because I've left a little gap before. This could go horribly wrong. Don't worry about what's happening in the centre, because what you'll do... Flip. I nearly swore then, but I didn't. Don't worry about what's happening in the centre, because you'll be covering that up with probably a circular die cut, or you could use a square and put the square off at an angle. So don't worry about that. Take your time. Set it up. You're on the naughty step. And you can do that. You could do this at an angle. You could do this so that you were in V's, and so the card was a little bit different. So there's lots you can do with corners. They're great for pattern building. I'll show you one more thing after we've done this, and then let's crack on and do the card I was meant to be doing before I went off at a tangent. You don't want to be using a corner that's got too many kind of hangy bits, because then when you actually put them together, then they're going to overlap. So try and choose one that's got, like this one, that's got mainly straight bits, But this bit here is quite nice for you to actually line things up. Oh, we've got some spam going on. Let's just get rid of that. How do they get in? How do they get in there? Hopefully that's been hidden now. Horrible people. Haven't had any of those for a while. Right, so last one. This is where it all goes horribly wrong because it doesn't line up properly, but we'll have a look. We can't even spell properly. Right, put it the right way, Julia. This way. Try not to have inky fingers. You want, got to go around the camera. You want those to kind of touch. And it does help if your acetate isn't filthy, like what mine is. Let's just go for it. She says faffing. Right, close it. Ah, it's moved. Sorry. Got to do it again. Even I can't have that moved. Right, don't knock it. Carefully pick it up. And let's see how it looks. It's all a case of just thinking out of the box, really, as to what the potential is of these stamps, and not just using them as they've, you know, been intended to, especially when you forget to use them. That's just typical of me, putting the foam tape on the frame. This is a bit high, so I haven't positioned it perfectly. It's quite difficult doing it around a camera, but you can see where we're getting at. By the time you've put a circle or something in the centre, see if I can find one with a sentiment in, or even a square. You could do a square at an angle, which would be quite nice. Then you won't notice the fact that it's not completely lined up properly. So it's almost, I was going to say it's a bit Celtic, but probably isn't. Probably just me. Let's put that back on there. So let's see if I can find another die cut. Won't be in that colour, obviously, because here's one. Where'd it go? There it is. So as soon as you put a sentiment in the centre, you change it. You could also build it up and have another another corner coming in here. Let's grab it again. Which one was it? This one. So you could have it. It's not going to fit there, but I'm going to show you here how size this. So you could have it so it went there, like that. I'm not going to do all the way around because I think showing you one would be enough. So you could really build a pattern. And you could keep going. You could cover like a 12 by 12 sheet with this, and then you could perhaps put little photographs in the centre. Hi, Caroline. So, I mean, there's lots of scope with this. So, as I said, you could carry on. if you've got a 12 by 12 piece or a bigger piece. So you could alternate. You could have that could have a frame on it, and you could not bother going that way, and you could have them going all the way across. So you could have them zigzagging all the way across if you wanted to. You could have a row of them. So you could do like a DL card with perhaps 3 of them on, and perhaps have, I don't know, photographs in there, or a name or initials or something like that. So there's lots and lots that you can do with making boxes or using corners in a slightly different way. So hopefully you're now thinking, oh, I can't wait to get mine and have a play. And if you've had a play and come up with a new idea, then share it into the Crafting with Phil Martin and Sentimentally Yours group, because we'd love to see, we absolutely love to see your makes. So anyway, so that's another tangent. But now what we're going to do is we're going to go for our Rotate Mate from lovely Lottie. So this is from mamamakesstore.co.uk, and it's called a Rotate Mate. And I don't know, some of you might not have seen this before. I have done a few demos, at least 2 or 1. I think I've done 2 on my YouTube channel using it with some of the Fairy Hug stamps and some of Francoise's stamps as well. So you get 2 pieces. The bigger piece is for a 5-inch square piece of card, and then you just add this smaller piece in if you're using a 4-inch piece of card. And it's really easy to do lots and lots of pattern building with small stamps. So we're going to use those same 3 stamps that we've used to create our background. Look at my fingers. We're going to create a topper. So I've got, again, pure white card. I've got a 5-inch piece of card. And what you do is you just go into the grooves like that, and you can build your pattern. But what I've got is I've got pieces that I just practice on, just so I can get my positioning right. So we go onto one of these. This is one of the Fairy Hug Snowmen. So I'm into the grooves, and you want to make sure you've got a magnet in there. And we're going to go for our pink. And you just really want to make sure that when you rotate it, that you're actually going to still be on the page. So if I start there, it all makes sense in a minute. So I don't think my brain's actually describing things very well at the minute. Right, so we want our Kitsch Flamingo Distress Archival, and that's going to go here. So all we want to know is that when we move it, I want to move it to, ink everywhere, I've probably got inky tongue now. We're going to move it to, so it's going to go into those grooves, and then we're just going to make sure that it's going to fit. Ooh. Only just. No, so in that case, I'm going to move it ever so slightly. So I'm going to move it just down about there. And so then I'll know when I go around there, I'm going to be that little bit extra from the edge, because I want to die cut it. I want to cut it out. Okay, so so that'll be fine. So we're going to go with that on our proper piece of card. Obviously, at some point, I'll have to use another play piece of card, but it is worthwhile doing that. So let's go into our grooves and do our proper one. And then we can move it to cross 2, 1, 2. Oh, that moves it there. So with this one, I'm going to just, because it's not in a groove, I'm just going to make sure that it's nice and straight on this bit. Again, it doesn't actually matter whether it's 100% perfect or not. And then we're going to go 2 again. There There is normally a bit of a wait for the Rotate Mate because Lottie and her husband manufacture them themselves, and because they've got a laser printer. I don't think this is done on the laser printer though. I'm not sure. They do manufacture them themselves though, so sometimes there's a couple of weeks wait. So we're just building this up, moving to. Again, this is another really relaxing thing. Anything to do with pattern building is so very relaxing. At least I find it very relaxing. And you can look at things and you think, oh, I wonder if I can make a pattern out of that. Well, yeah, you probably can actually. You know, I've done it with penguins, polar bears, obviously little tiny stamps. Little tiny stamps the easiest. You do have to faff around a little bit when you're using things like polar bears and penguins and things. Is that not quite? It is. So I haven't trimmed it right then. You are restricted to 4 or 5 inch squares of card, but like I said, I've die cut a circle out of mine, so you can actually change the shape afterwards, but for the actual stamping you need to have 4 or 5 inch. So there's the start. So that's our Kitsch Flamingo with that little icon, and I'm going to use the same colours and the same stamps so it matches my background perfectly. And that's the beauty of creating your own background. You're going to be able to dictate what your paper looks like. I think this one might be further apart than my original. So I'm just going to pop that one next to it. This is going to be the one with the Salvage Patina. Hopefully you're relaxing along with me. It's not very dark, is it? It's better. And then move to again. When the circle completes, it's really nice. And then 2 again. Obviously you could just pick out one of the colours and just go with one of the colours all the way around. I do like these little ink pads, especially when you're dealing with a little stamp. I just want it a little bit darker. Sorry. I'm not sure if I'm going to be managing to do Sunday stamping or not. I'll see how I get on with the rest of the week. Because some people have said that Sunday's not so good because obviously it's just before lunchtime, so I'm not sure when is the best time to do it. So you could give me some feedback as to when is the best time to do a live, because obviously I don't want to waste my time and do it if nobody's interested or nobody wants to watch it. So if you can just give me some feedback and let me know what sort of... I will not do the evenings, so don't ask me to do the evenings. I'm too tired to do the evenings. So that's never going to happen. I do prefer to do the mornings when I'm most awake and least tired. Yeah, I think Ronnie, it is a useful little tool actually, because it takes the stress out of lining everything up, and it is quite relaxing. I did have a session when I did absolutely loads of them, and because I've got this press to impress, and it's a little bit textured with the grid on the top. I had quite sore fingers because I'd done loads of them. It was like, can I do a pattern with the snowman? Can I do a pattern with the polar bear? I did loads, absolutely loads. Still got some to share actually. I'm only doing this the second time because I want it to be a little bit darker. I know it takes longer, but it's worth it when you've done it. And of course you're seeing it in real time, rather than me saying, well, you do that and then I'll go away and this is the next bit, this is the next bit. So you're actually seeing how long it takes anyway. Okay, Sandy's happy with Sunday because she works during the week. Okay. Every day's a work day for me. So then we've got final two, and we'll finish with the salvage patina. Go on in there. Doesn't want to go in. There we go. And then we'll have the villainous potion just to join it all in. So now we're going to go for our third stamp, which is the one with the little kind of spots in. And so that's going to go in there like so. And we'll go for our villainous potion. And then we're going two again. I didn't do that one very dark. I'm going to just stick with that one because I don't want to have to do them twice. The beauty of it, of course, if you do find out that you need to do a one twice, and then you've then got to go back and do them to the same inkiness, then at least, because you're using the rotate mate and you're using the press to impress, you're going to go back in the same place. So you can see it's now forming. It's like a little wreath, isn't it? So the rotate mate is very good if you want to do yourself like Christmas wreaths as well. Fairy Hugs do a wonderful stamp set called wreath, what's it called? Wreath Builder, that's it, Wreath Builder. And that's got holly on it and sprigs on it and berries on it. So that's a really good one to have and to use with the rotate mate. Hi, Lane. Nearly there. Just 3 more, and then we've done her wreath. We're going now 2. You can see if you've gone into the wrong place, you can soon see when you come to pop it down if it doesn't go in the, it's not going in the right place. 1 more and we're done. Pretty, isn't it? That's our floral or spotty wreath, or whatever you want to call it, wreath, all done, ready for our sentiment in the centre. rotate paper, so I don't lose it. I'd be gutted if I had to buy another one of those. Then you know, they aren't cheap, but they're really useful things to have. So obviously you can pop whatever sentiment you want to in the centre, so from the Essential Sentiments. So anything's going to go in there. Any of these big ones. You could even have with love on your birthday. And just for you, if you want. You maybe you can get 2 in there. You could. But this is the one that I did. And you can see that I've cut it out with a circle. But I've actually gone in closer. So I haven't got such a big circle. So I've not got such a big space. So that started off as an 8-inch, a 5-inch square as well. So obviously where you position, you can either make a bigger one where they're only just overlapping, or you can overlap a lot and have a smaller area. So, you know, it's up to you really. There's a big enough gap there to cut it out with a circle. You might have to fiddle around which circle you choose, but you can see that was the stitch torn, so you'd have to go on to the next size, or maybe use a double deboss circle. But anywho, that's how you do that. And obviously with my extra bits, I've got some flowers to do, but let's get a sentiment stamped into the centre of this one because it's the circle I want to use. Let's get some magnets and see which one we're going to use. It's your birthday. Enjoy your special day. I think we might go for that one actually. Very best wishes will go in there. Happy birthday to you. It's a little bit too big. That was a little bit too big. What do you want to say? Enjoy your special day. That's what we're going to go for. No, Caroline's saying she'd never be able to line the stamps up so neatly if she was trying to just use a block. Yeah. It's all about, we're so lucky, aren't we, that nowadays there are so many different tools, whether it be your stamping platform, whether it be the Rotate Mate, you know, even like nowadays having so many thin blocks available to you, you know, it all helps with your, you know, your stamping. Now, it's a circle, so it doesn't really matter whether it's straight or not, because we just shift the circle a little bit so it looks straight. So I'm not going to emboss it. I'm just going to do it with the black, which I had intended on doing on my corners of my card. I'm so annoyed that I forgot to do the corners of my frame. You'll have to just pretend. I have used the corners though, but you just have to pretend that there are stamped corners. What am I like? Too much going on in my brain. Does mean that I can keep the flowers away from the actual die cut there as well. Show that off nicely. I'm going to go again so it's nice and dark, because we've got quite a thick font on this. I mean, obviously this could be a birthday card, it could be an anniversary card, it could be anything really, wedding card. Just enjoy your day means anything, doesn't it? For any occasion really, isn't it? Enjoy your special day. You could even put, if you wanted to, you could even put a little pearl in the centre of that little purple jobby stamp. It's a jobby. Remember, fill stamps are 4mm photopolymer. They're the best quality photopolymer stamps that you can get, manufactured in the UK. So here's what's the name? Let's grab a card. So base card. Obviously, I haven't made a card. Obviously. So the base card will be 7.5 inches square, so you can easily pop it on an 8x8. Stay. I don't want a saggy middle, do I? Nearly forgot about my saggy middle. I don't know how I can possibly forget about my saggy middle. That's not sticky there. Not very good, is it? Once some of this foam tape is so old. Not surprising, so I have to put a bit of glue on that. So I've just added the matte black card, the Elegant Ebony, just so that it's going to marry up with the sentiment that I've stamped, and it would have married up with my black corners as well had I remembered to do my black corners on my plonker. I forgot. And then this is going to go in the middle like so. We could actually, wonder if it's worth doing what I got here. Oh, I won't. I was going to put a bit of black around the frame, but I'm not going to do that because I haven't done it on the square, so I'm not going to do that. So back in the room, let's pop some foam tape on the back of this. Thank you, Janet. I think it's the background, isn't it? It's just so cool. And because you can just then make yourself, because you've got small stamps, you can make yourself a frame for around your sentiment. It's all coordinated. And then of course, if we'd have, does he want to go out? Let me just open the door for the cat. You want to go out? Okay. Yeah, it would have been all nicely coordinated if I had put my corners in. I'm going to go up ever so slightly, like so. And then for my flowers, I've got lots of bits here. Smooth that out of the way. Oh, seemed easier to do that, but on hindsight it wasn't, was it? That's the circle I've just used. Right, so the flowers, the leaves we're using is the shabby foliage. So these have got the beautiful deboss detail in them, and remember in this one you've got a leaf that's got five on them, and then you've got threes, and you've got twos, and you've got some ones as well. So that saves you having to kind of snip into them. And then we're using Shabby Daisies. So again, Shabby Daisies has got that lovely deboss detail in it, and it's got the raggedy edge. So I've got a couple that size, and then that's my flower that I've cut from my background paper or card, if you like. And I've got one of those for each of these. What's that? And then I've got, oh, I've got two of those. So I've got two of those for that one, and I've got two of those for that one. And then we've got tiny little ones, which I'm going to use like stamens. So bear with while we shape these. And I need, so I should have done these ahead of time, but I've been busy. So we're just going to run an embossing tool over the back of the petals, so that they end up looking like a spider. So, yep. And then we do the same with the smaller ones. There's only 2 flowers, but there's obviously 6 flowers in each flower, if you see what I mean, because I've doubled these up. I mean, you could, if you wanted to, you could edge them with one of the distress inks that coordinate with your background, or again, use some of your chalky paints if you wanted to. But I'm going for mainly, I suppose, a white card, if you like, although I've got a bit of black on there as well. But trying to keep it really pretty. Not that a little bit of colour wouldn't make it pretty too, but it's not very often I just do quite plain. I'm letting the background paper speak for itself, really. So if you turn it over now and just give it a poke in the centre, then they pop up. They're not completely symmetrical, these shabby daisies, so don't stress when you can't line everything up, which I did originally. And then we'll stack these, and then we do the other one. So we'll alternate. Not quite dark here. Just put some colour, some glue in the centre of one. And then, although I'm going to offset them, I know they won't stay offset. And because you're using wet glue, it helps the flowers keep the shape. I mean, you could keep them all separate rather than stack them up, but I'm going to stack mine up. So we've got a splash of colour in the centre. Glue's nearly empty. Lasts such a long time, this glue. That one's going to go in the centre of that, like so. And that one's going to go in the centre of there. Pretty. Obviously, I'll put pearl on in a minute. Let's shape this other one as quickly as I can. I'm not doing too badly, nearly finished, considering I've been off on tangents and forgotten to do what I was supposed to be doing. I don't like it when I forget to do what I'm supposed to be doing. I haven't written myself a list, that's the problem. When I prep a demo so far ahead, I should be writing myself a list. So I hope now you all go away and make yourself some backgrounds with little stamps, because they are worth their weight in gold. For me, the little stamps are the most valuable stamps in a collection. It's very windy here. I don't know if you can hear the wind blowing. If your ball tool stops running, you can just run the what's it thing, the end, just along the side of your nose, and then the oils in your skin will help it move. Or you can just, I think Gold pops these in some Versamark. This is a moulding mat. I have got a few pre-loved ones from workshops. I think they're about 50p if you like one. Right, so just turn that over. This is smaller than the other one. In fact, we'll use the other side to give it a bit of a poke. Just like spiders. Push down in the centre, and then we just stack this up and pop our flowers and leaves on, and we'll be done. He's dead to not jumped on the table. Caroline, I've figured out how to get rid of that thing that we had. I know what happened because it happened at the beginning of this one. I know how to get rid of it now. Just by chance. Okay, and then this one goes on that one. So as a reminder, if there's anything left, there's 10% discount. You can enter code JAWS10 on my website. In the As Seen on TV section, you'll find all the products. I did show the link at the beginning of the live that Phil had on his shows yesterday. And if I've got anything left, you can get 10% discount by entering that code in the discount code box at checkout until midnight on Saturday if there's anything left. But I haven't got very much left, I'm sorry. Okie dokie, so let's get rid of that, and let's get rid of that, and let's just pop this into the centre of this flower, which hasn't gone together quite as well as the other one because they're not symmetrical. Oh, glue, come out. I'm gonna have to see if I've got another one. Trouble is, if you store them upside down, sometimes it all sits in the lid and you get in a right mess. Right, so what colour pearl should we stick in the front of that? I think I want white. Have I got white? That's that. Must have white somewhere. What's the problem with Ed? There's nothing wrong with Ed. Oh, Ed got on the table when I was doing a live recently, and then we were stuck with one of Caroline's comments for the last hour of the live. Because I don't think he knocked something. It must have been me, but I blamed him. I know what caused it now, so it'll be fine if we have it again. I think I want a bit more glue on that one. So I think we go for 5mm pearls and use our pickup tool. I must have some 5s in here somewhere. There's one. I could have gone for pink or one of the others, but I think we'll just keep it nice and clean and white. I was away at the weekend, and when I got back, Ed hid underneath the bed because I was scary. I wasn't, but he's a scaredy cat. Okay, so there's our pearls. Let's get those flowers on and let's get finished. So ideally, I was going to put the flowers here so you could see the corners. You know, the corners I forgot. So I think we'll have them just a little bit further down, like that. I've gone and forgotten and turn this over again. In fact, let's give the leaves a bit of shape, because you can actually, because they've got veins on them, you can actually just bend them and give them a bit of shape, which is quite a nice thing to do. Gives a bit of movement. Right and left down here. I don't think I need all these. These will end up in a homework box probably. Caroline, yes, you're safe. I know. Yeah, it was me. blame it. I blame the males in this family for everything that happens. Oh dear. So I think I'm wanting, not sure what I'm wanting. So I've only got 2 flowers. I don't realise I've had more flowers. Obviously I would have had them made, but what am I like? No brain. That's me. That's me going in here, like that. Good old dark glue. Make sure it doesn't go anywhere. The leaves aren't behaving now. How does that look? This is pure white card. Ronnie's asking what card I've used. I've used pure white, so all the white that I've used is all the pure white from Sentimentally Yours. So it's the 270 GSM card. So we'll put those leaves a little bit closer together, because we've got a slightly smaller flower at the top. Caroline saying, you're set for your move. Number 1 son, 500. We're not set for a moment. I've got the keys, but the house isn't habitable at the moment because they've pulled loads of stuff out over the last couple of days. So because I'm having a refurb, new bathroom, having it redecorated, new flooring, and then next year I'll have a new kitchen. But I want to get in before Christmas, so I'm not having a new kitchen before Christmas. So I think we're done. I'm not going to add, I could add some more pearls, but I don't really want to. I want to keep it fairly simple, just pretty. And like I say, had I have remembered, a couple of corners here would have been really nice to actually you know, add to it. So certainly we could have had coordinating corner going on up there somewhere, which would have been lovely. But of course I've shown you a couple of ideas with the corners, so you know, you could actually take that and pop yourself, I don't know, that in the centre, perhaps, you know, cut it down, have a border going across there, whatever. So, you know, homework box. So I'm not moving to Gosport, I'm moving to Fareham, Benita. I've got a little bungalow in Fareham, but it's the Gosport side of Fareham. So yeah, so as I said, if I've got anything left, you can use this discount code on my website for the products that Phil had on his show on yesterday. So that's the As Seen on TV section, Sentimentally Yours on Crate and Craft on the 1st of November. It's the top one, so you'll find it. So yeah, it's quite pretty even without the corners, isn't it? So thank you so much for joining me, and keep your eyes peeled for when I do another live. I've got a lot to do, not just on my website, but obviously personally at the moment. So I've got an awful lot going on. So I'll do what I can when I can. But thank you so much for watching, and